I had a really bad day. Good morning, guys. Oh, I am in my truck stuck. Can't drive. Hopefully I can get somebody, because I'm not going to pay money for an Uber, which I've spent a lot. Hopefully I can get reimbursed. Hopefully. I've had a really bad day on my first day back from being at home. I was at home for 5 days, and I really didn't do anything but just stay at home and rest. Clean up my kitchen. That's about it. I didn't do anything else. Because, we can't go any place. So, I was just at home. My very first day back was like the worst day ever. My landing gear, which I'm going to put an insert here. I was going to call dispatch for them to send someone out to get this, because I could not do it. But my friend was like edging me on to do it. You can do it. Yeah, I did it. Hurt my hand. Was underneath the hook that it hangs on. And usually, when I worked at Walmart, they just had the yard dogs come out and they would pick it up, pull it up, and then they would, get it from under there stuck. And I don't know how people get it under there. I just can't see how it goes under there like that unless you're putting it there. So I can't get it out. I just don't understand it. How do you get the landing gear to go underneath where it goes, or get it to the point where I can't even crank it? What are you doing? I don't know. I always try to leave it where someone can uncrank it and crank it, after I drop it. Which I hope that's what I'm doing. But they said it could settle excuse me. It's early. So I could not uncrank it. So I was going to call dispatch and tell them to send out a truck, because there's nothing I can do, or tell someone up front to come help me or something. And I'm in a freight yard, so the only thing that I see out here, they don't have any yard dogs. There's those little short trucks that they use to move the trailers around. So I don't know if they could have to use a crane to pick it up so I can uncrank it. I don't know. So I couldn't get it. And I was on the phone with a friend, and he said, he was trying to tell me how to do it. And I was like, no way to get a hammer under there, no way to hit it, I had a crowbar, and I was trying to pull it out with the crowbar. That wasn't doing any good. So I decided to use my muscles. Which I don't have any muscles. So I had to try to use all my strength to try to get this lever down so I can pull up my legs so I can get this trailer out. So I go to do that. I'm rolling and trying to pull this thing down. I couldn't get it. So I grab it with 2 hands and I try to pull it down with all my weight. And then I noticed that the hook bends. Okay. I'm like, oh, okay, it bends a little. So maybe I can just pull it from under it and bend it and then bend it back, right? So I'm trying to, with both hands, holding on to it, I'm trying to pull the lever from under the hook. So as I'm doing that, I'm using all of my weight. And then it happens. And I'm not pulling this way, I'm pulling this way, okay? So I'm pulling, bam! This is the back, this is the trailer part, the rim of the trailer. And this is the metal thing that I'm holding. That thing in the back of the trailer, like, hit, and I said, bam! And this thing is heavy. Smashed my hand back there, okay? I'm okay. Because it's not even a bruise. It was a bruise here the other day, but look, you can't even see anything. Maybe this little line here. You can see the line where it, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's just a line right there where it went across this hand. But it's not sore. Just a little. Not sore. And this one, it was swollen pretty bad the other day. and it swelled more when I was at the clinic, but it's better now. Hopefully they'll release me Tuesday, and I can get back under the wheel. They have to wait until, she says contusion, because it's a knot. It's a knot right here. So it's just a contusion, you know. So it's just a bad bruise. That's all it is. And I, you know, at one point I would just wish I did not call it in and I drove. Because this way I am losing money. I am not making any money. So I don't know how I can make this up. Or if they're going to give me the mileage to make it up. So I'm very disappointed. You know, I think it would have just healed on its own because I have a brace. Where's my brace? I have a brace. So I could have put my brace on at night. I wear this one. It go on either arm. It's for my right hand. I used to write a lot, draw a lot, and I had surgery under my arm, so I use that to strengthen my hand so I don't get carpal tunnel because I draw and write a lot. So that's what I had that for, and do a lot of artwork. And so I could have just put that on and called it a day. Ooh, I am really just keep yawning. Sorry, guys. Okay, and after that, after I hurt my hand, I get into the vehicle, and I noticed that I didn't park in the right parking place, which I was supposed to park in 57 to 54 to 57. And I looked back because it was another truck company and in the spots we were supposed to park in, and it was just one empty. I said, "Oh, 55 is empty. I need to pull since I can't, you know, since I got to stay here and go to the clinic." I'm thinking I can jump out, move the trailer into the empty spot before somebody come and get it, you know. So, I jump out. I just start cranking up the truck. Okay. I remember taking my hands off, my glad hands off. But I didn't pull the electric all the way out. It was just hanging in there. So guess what happens? I pull out my electrical. But my other two servant hands were okay. I didn't pull them out. So, and I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? Because I panicked because I wanted, you know, you work a job, you want to do everything right, but sometimes you do things wrong because you're panicking. And it already hit my hand, so I knew they wasn't gonna let me work that day. I was losing my load. And it's just a lot going on. You know, I lost a person who was she and I were friends since we were 16 years old. We kind of fell off as friendship when I was maybe about 5 or 6 years ago or something like that. But that's a long time to be friends, over 35 years, okay? Over 35 years. So she passed away the day before I came back to work. So that was a shock. And her sister passed away 4 or 5 days before that. So I'm still all messed up about that, you know, because I still was in contact with her. And I still saw her every now and then because her niece is my goddaughter. And it was kind of hard, you know, even if you're not best of friends anymore. I'm a very cordial person. I'm still going to speak. I'm still going to talk to you because just who I am, you know. And then, you know, okay, that's torn up. So I can't go anywhere. So I've been stuck in my truck. And then when they came to fix my truck, they couldn't find me. But no, the guy couldn't find the place. Nobody could find this place. 4 Uber drivers couldn't find the place because no one knows how to follow directions. Okay? I've been lost in my truck. But I always call to get help, and most times the help don't help. Like the other day, I called dispatch because no matter what map I looked at, it was telling me to go down a certain street. But that street was a violation street, and that was a street he didn't want me to go down. I'm trying to figure out where's this place at. And finally, I figured it out. You have to use like 3 or 4 different maps and then figure it out, right? And do satellite, you know. And so I figured it out myself because dispatch told me to get back on the expressway, go 55. And I'm like, And that just took me in a circle right back to where I was already sitting at. And so I figured it out. So I went back to where I was sitting at, figured it out from there myself, which I should have never called. Because a lot of times they say the dispatch isn't, they aren't truck drivers. They don't really know direction. So they only give us our routes, and it's up to us to get there. So I'm learning that. And so I got there on my own and found the place. So I was very happy. And I found it pretty easy. And 6 people couldn't find the place. The mechanic couldn't find it to fix my electrical. The 4 Ubers couldn't find it. And I'm like, really? Really? You know, and common sense. People, a lot of people don't know this. I guess 4 people did, 5 people didn't know. If you go to an address and it says 3201A, 3201B, 3201C, that means that there's more than one building. Okay? The building that they all went to was 3201D. So if you at a D building, you know there is A, B, and C building somewhere. And you need to find it. You know, a lot of people don't know that for some reason. I don't know. So that's why then the next, he was just sitting there, and I'm like, we were sitting there right there looking at you, right there by you, and he was like, I didn't see you guys because he didn't look, but we were sitting right there by the mechanic to fix my truck, and he was just sitting there, and I didn't know that was him. At the time my phone was dead, and I told my dispatcher my phone was dead, but yet my dispatcher gives them my phone number and tells them to call me. Maybe the mechanic did. I thought I told the mechanic too my phone was dead. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping I did. And I did not have my charger. That was the other bad thing that happened. I left my charger at home, my charger and cord. So I had no way to even charge my phone. And I was like, okay, can this day get any worse? And God said, no. That's it. I think you've been through enough. So I went to the doctor. Finally got a Uber who followed directions. He wanted to be a truck driver. So it's like, you could be a truck driver because you know how to follow directions. Because no matter how I explain, if you don't understand, it's a gate that says 7 miles per hour. Go through that gate. Once you go through the gate, make a left because you're going to see a stack of freight. And if you do not know what freight is, they are freight containers. When you see a train, they have these things on them. I mean, I went into detail because I'm a writer. So I went into detail on how to get in here, and people still could not get in here. One guy got so mad at me because I kept going in detail. He was like, I got it. I'm on my way. Stop it. Because I could be irritating. And I just went in detail. And do you know he still couldn't find it? And what was his name? Christopher. And you still couldn't find it. You telling me to be quiet and you still couldn't find it. Most easiest directions ever. Okay? When I got here, a lot of truck drivers will go the wrong way. Even the truck driver that, one of our truck drivers, he was sitting on the wrong side because he didn't know how to get in here. And I'm like, it's a sign that says 7 miles per hour. If you go any faster, we will fine your company and you won't be allowed to come back in our yard. Okay? Big old sign. If people do not read anymore. Reading is fundamental. No one reads anymore. I don't know what happened the last 3 years where people stopped reading. People do not even read signs. They don't read signs. They don't read bridge signs. I was told in my other job that 3 people took out the top of the truck. And I told them, well, I saw the sign, but I thought it was going to be like a street where I could make a right at and go away from it. So and he was like, wow. I'm like, it's 2 of them. You know, it's one that I passed. It was 12.9. You know, you can't go under that bridge. And I'm scared of bridges, low bridges. So when it said 12.29, I knew I couldn't go under the bridge. And he said 3 truck drivers drove under that bridge and tore up the top of trucks. And I'm thinking, like, people just aren't reading anymore. Not even the biggest signs in the world. They're just not reading it. So if it said do not go any further, you're going to fall off the bridge because the bridge is out. They're not going to read it and they're going to go off the bridge. People in this day and time are not reading. If they are, they're reading Twitter. And a lot of the words are spelled wrong. Okay. But I know what I'm talking about. I took Twitter off my phone, so I haven't been twitting in a long time. I don't even want it on my phone anymore. Maybe when I start back doing business again and selling things, I may put it back. But right now, I don't even do Twitter. Because it's, infested with somebody. So I don't do Twitter. And no matter what you do to try not to get any of those messages on your Twitter account, they pop up for some reason. And I blocked it. I reported it. Everything. But for some reason, that guy pops up on your Twitter. So I got rid of Twitter. It's bad enough if you even have a Yahoo page. That's the advertisement on top. And I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with the guy in the White House on my phone, period. But things happen. Because it's just a lot of depressing things. But that's what's been happening. This is my day. And it's just a long little video about my bad day. But everybody has bad days, and they do get better. If you have to persevere, you have to keep moving, and you have to keep doing it. And this is me, and I'm Angie, and I'm doing it. Bye-bye.